Pro level. This is not for the faint of heart because you can lose a lot of money, but there are pro level value adds. And when you think about pro level value adds, I think about things like renovating single family homes and then selling them as commercial.
Whoa.
Think about the busy streets in your area that have single family homes on them, but also some of those single family homes are dentist office or law firms, right? At one point, that was a neighborhood that then transitioned to commercial. And so you can look for where the city wants to build more commercial, where there's current residential, and there's potential for you to buy a single family home, change the zoning because the city will allow you to do it because they want commercial in that area in the future, and then sell that house as a commercial property. There's an example of this in my local market. I actually had this house under contract. So I had a house under contract that I was going to live in. We were going to buy it and then renovate it and then move into it because it was close to where my in-laws were. And the reason we decided not to do it is because one of the people on the planning commission is a friend of mine. And when I told her we had this house under contract, she said, well, we're actually going to expand that road. And so the city's actually going to come and they're going to take a good chunk of that front yard. And so your front yard won't be as big because we're expanding that road and they'll probably do some commercial there in the future. So we said, you know what? We're not going to buy that house. Well, another investor in the local market bought the house, renovated the house beautifully, and then sold the house as a commercial property. So I had that house under contract for about $175,000. They bought that house, I think, for ended up being like $225,000. They spent maybe $100,000 or so on the renovation and sold the property as a commercial property for $1 million.
Woo! Wow. Oh my God. That is pro level, but that is pretty awesome.
That is value add, my friend.
Yes.
But it's pro level. You're going to have a lot of understanding of what's coming. You're going to have to do a lot of research, and there's some risk because he couldn't turn around and sell that home after putting $100,000 into it. I don't think that he could have sold it for a profit as a single family home, especially knowing that they're going to lose some of that yard frontage. And so there's a lot of risk there. So you have to make sure that you truly understand and can sell that thing. And there's demand to sell that thing as a commercial property, but that's a great way to add value.